Excited, excited about the progress of our team defensively. Thankful to have Dircha back, and very thankful to get a road win and move on from it. So, schedule sets up, obviously Gonzaga coming in, Wyoming coming in, LSU coming in, big 10 days for our program, and what we're trying to build. So excited. Any questions? I'll take them. Went to Gonzaga last year, played in a great game, and now they're coming in. It's a return game. I don't think it could come at a better time. A New Year's Eve game. We're expecting a big crowd, a lot of support. I know the Institute's bringing a bunch of people over, and our requests are way up from our recruits and our local coaches, and so it should be a big crowd and a heck of a game against a very quality opponent. We had a great game there last year, and a 2-point loss, a very competitive game. And then Wyoming, obviously the start of the league is important to us. Wyoming has played well against us, beat us twice last year, so that will be a big home opener for the league. And then LSU coming in, obviously a national name, national team, a team that's playing well, and that's another big home game. So, the schedule is what it is. It's a highly ranked schedule if you look at the RPI. We thought it would be, and it's shaping up that way. And, I like it. I want my guys to play in big games. I want to be part of big games. And all three of these I think they're all three very, very big games. Well, I think we've been through some adversity already. And looking at other teams' schedules and their records, I think there's some teams in our league that haven't been through a whole bunch of adversity yet. I think every good team, every quality team, championship team has to go through some of that at some point in the season. We've been without one of our better players for basically 4 games. That's a big deal. I don't know how many teams have been through that. We've played on the road a ton. I don't know how many teams have done that. We've played ranked opponents when maybe we weren't picked to win. I don't know how many times teams have done that. All those things add to your toughness, your psyche. Every team goes through moments of doubt, moments of, man, how good are we? We've found that out, and we've had to clean things up that we don't do well. We've had to get better at things that got exposed against maybe a quality opponent where they wouldn't have against somebody else. I don't know how many, if all of our teams in our league have been through that. I think that's important this time of the year. I think where we're at in this program and what we're building, it's important to know what we don't do well, what we have to improve on. And I don't know if all the teams in our league have been through that yet. Maybe they will in the next 2 weeks. I know there's some good quality opponents coming up for some of our teams. But we've been through that. And we've played in hostile environments, and we've played on neutral floors. And all the things we're going to see in the next 3 months, we've seen. And we've had quality opponents come in here, California, Oregon. I still say Weber State is a good basketball team. They're a good basketball team to play against. And so, we play on a neutral floor in our league tournament. We play big home games coming up, and we got to play in hostile arenas down the stretch here. So it sets up how we hoped it would. My assistant coaches that are new, Coach Johnson and Coach Peary, obviously we've had some opponents that we played again this year that we played last year, and they watch those games and, man, we're a lot better this year than we were last year. Man, we're a lot deeper. Man, we're tougher. Man, we're better defensively. Do I think we're a better team? Do I think our program is advanced in all areas? Of course. I really feel that way. We have to do a good job as a staff and a team preparing for Wyoming, being ready for Wyoming. And, the league is very important to me. So, yeah, I think our schedule's been like that. I look back at our schedule and, to play Oregon at home and sandwich Idaho State between Oregon and Cal is kind of a similar situation. No shame to Idaho State, but, it's a marquee game in people's mind to a game that's not. Now, I think with our team, with what we experienced last year with Wyoming, and it being a league game, I think it's a marquee game. So I think it's 3 marquee games in a row, not 2. Just because those other teams are more national names, I don't look at it that way. But I have to get that across to my team, obviously. We're going to start the game as a defensive team. And that's the whole reason for Tilly starting, Dircha starting, Bora starting. I got 3 as good a defenders as there is in that starting group. And then, Luke is a presence inside, and Carlin Brown is an improving defensive player. So then we bring some firepower off the bench with Kepke and Green and Cyphers. Well, Utah State's not going to let Sean Green do his thing. Has he had some shots that he's missed? Yeah, but people, if you noticed what Irvine did to Kepke, they never left him. They basically hugged him like people used to do Johnny Bryant. They don't leave him on the weak side. They stay closer to him. That's also why you see when Kepke and Green are in there with Brown, he's getting to the rim. He's making plays at the rim because they're hugging Green and Kepke. And I think that's sometimes lost in the equation with Carlin Brown is when you have shooting out there with him, he's either getting to the rim or he's going to find one of those guys. Well, teams would rather give up a 2 than a spacing 3 to Kepke or Green or Cyphers. And so what we try to do is read the coverage, read the defense, and make plays out of it. And what we hope they can't do is stop Carlin Brown and stop Luke and take away 3s. They got to pick their poison, and our job is to make those decisions and find the open guy. Sometimes it takes us 8-10 minutes to figure it out. I thought Irvine's plan to start the game was very good. They were going to make our perimeter guys make shots, and they were sagging on Luke, and then as the game went on, we figured it out. And that's kind of been what we've done here. We figure it out, and we move on to the next thing. And I was proud of the way my guys responded in that game. I thought Irvine did a nice job to start that game. Luke's Player of the Week, was it second time this year? Second time this year. Congratulations to Luke. I've said all along, Luke has to rebound for us to be successful. He's had 2 back-to-back double rebounding games. His scoring is important, but I've said before the defense dictates whether he gets shots or not a lot of times. And if they double him, his job is to throw it out. If they make him work and they're helping on him with 3 or 4 guys like Irvine was, then other guys got to take up the slack. Bora did that. Bora made big shots in that game, and we countered what their game plan was. So, Luke, he's 8 block shots ahead of last year, which I think is really important. Obviously, there's challenges in there that don't count as blocks, but I like that. He's rebounding better than last year, and his points per game are up than last year. I think Luke's having a heck of a season, and he's shooting more free throws this year. He's made more free throws this year, and he's shooting 76 from the line. Last year at this time, he was shooting 68. So Luke's having a big time season. I am fired up about the football game. I wish I could go to it. It was a big disappointment. If we would have played, we play on the 2nd, correct? Is that the right date? Third. It was either the 3rd or the 5th if we would have gone to the Fiesta Bowl.
Well, the bowl game's the 2nd. Yeah,
the bowl game's the 2nd. I know when we play. I'm talking about the bowl game's the 2nd, and it would have been the 2nd or the 5th, right? I couldn't have gone to either one. So that was a disappointing thing. I'm a big fan of Kyle's. And just a big fan of football. I think football is very important to this university. It's very important to what we're building here. We feed off football. Most of our guys visit on football weekends or the Thursday nights. We had big-time recruits in. It's very important to the university, obviously financially, but also exposure-wise. And, I let Kyle know all the time, what he's doing is impacting my program, and, we appreciate it. I'm disappointed I can't be there to support him, but, it's the way it is.